Hello, my fellow ferals. Here's a silly little drawing I did of a dress that I'm designing that we're going to be making for my sister. And originally, I had done a different intro to this video. Can't think of the words right now, but I had done a different intro to this video because originally I had a different dress design that I was going to make her, and then just we realized it wasn't going to be good for her body type, and it was also really difficult of a design to put together. I think once I've had some more practice, I'll definitely come back to it. But this is what we have here. And I'm going to insert this so you'll see the process of, start to finish. This right here is the fabric we're using. It's if you recognize it, it's one of the ones I got from Mood, and it came from one of my watchers' ideas to make a vintage kind of style dress with this. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so what we're doing is we are taking this fabric here, and I'm gonna knock the table. We're taking this muslin right here, and we're gonna make a pattern from the muslin. Which I don't need this entire length. I can cut this about right here. And we're going to start with pinning the bottom, not the bottom, but the body of the dress. Hold that right there for a second. It's going to be the middle, and then the front's going to be different. That's not wide enough for the front. Okay, that's why I cut a lot of muslin.
Huh, that is so satisfying.
It is. You can let go now. Where's my tomato? There's my tomato. I need to go get around to making myself a little wrist piece. Let's start. So I have like 4 tomatoes, and one is small. Perfect for, I don't know what they call it. I feel like it's called a tailor something. But where's your knee? Is that your knee?
A little bit lower, right there.
Okay. Now instead of doing like the design, we're actually making a bolero to go on top of it. So I just need to make the sleeve pattern. I mean, not the sleeve, but the top half pattern. And these aren't going to be the pieces when we get it all done. We're going to cut it out, sew it together, see how it fits. And then we're going to cut it up into sections where it won't quite look like this. If that makes sense. The rest off camera so I can make sure to get everything. I know it looks crazy, but I have a process. I only need to cut half the dress, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in the shape that I need it. It's already pinned. I just need to cut the excess off. And then I'm going to take the pieces that I cut and I'm going to trace them out on my fabric tracing paper that I can't think of the name of right now, and make a pattern. And then we're going to put together that pattern and see how it fits.
my feet went numb.
I'll let you sit down just a second. And I'm doing a princess seam right here. Y'all are probably thinking this is a hot mess as I'm doing this. There. Okay, so now what we're doing is we are taking our pattern paper and we're going to trace out what we cut up a minute ago. Front seam, probably. I should have wrote it down what these pieces were. I believe that's the front there. Or this is the front here. Anyway, we got a lot of straightening out to do because this is crooked as hell. Now I'm adding a little bit of hem room as well as smoothing it out. Side, front, because I'm 90% sure that's what this piece is, but we'll figure it out as we go. So I forgot to film when we finally got the pattern right. But I have the pattern here, and I've actually already cut out the black strips. They're going to be on the sides. Right now we're just cutting out the pattern piece. It's going to be the main parts. Had to bring out my little sharpener. These needles are dull. I'm never buying pens from Temu again. These are just so. Also, I don't know if you can really see from over there. But where the dart is going to go, I cut out a piece, and that's just so I can draw where the dart's going to be on the fabric. So there's a little sewing hack that I've picked up. This right here is like one of my favorite sewing gadgets. It's in pen, a fabric pen, and it erases when you put an iron over it. And I'm just using it right now to trace out the spot where my dart goes. Okay, now I'm going to pin everything together. It may be tomorrow when you see me again. Okay, so I couldn't find any buttons to match, so I'm making some fabric buttons, which the directions seem pretty simple, and it comes with a button pattern on the back of the size you need to cut it out. So I'm going to try to do that. And I've already got it cut out, and I'm just holding it with my fingers while I move in a circle. Well, semicircle, technically. And the directions say to place this wrong side up. So let's see, is that the... I want to make sure I got it like in the center. Okay. And I'm supposed to push this down in there. And then I'm supposed to fold in the fabric. And then I'm supposed to put this on top. And then I'm supposed to push down with this. It says it's supposed to snap into place, so I'm not hearing a snap. So I guess I'm not pushing hard enough. See if that got it. and it did not get it all the way. Because one side is still up. I also have like no hand strength whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Did we get it that time? Yeah, we got it that time. Looks pretty nice. Let's do it again. I'm not even 100% sure how many of these I'm going to need. So I'm just doing all 6. And if I need more than that, then I'm SOL. Okay, so I just went ahead and made 7 of these because I figured might as well use them all. But I think they came out really nice. So I have everything pinned together except for the front piece and the back piece, but that's because I'm going to put in some hidden pockets and I don't know how to do that, so we have to figure that out together. Also, my sister's on her way to come and get this, so I need to hurry. Okay, now I'm gonna go press this and then pin in the pockets. So, as I came over to my standing table, 2 things occurred to me. One, I forgot everything I was going to say. That's not one of the things that occurred to me. I just realized I forgot everything I was going to say. Oh, one thing that occurred to me is that I should have put interfacing on the front area where the buttons are going to go. So I'm going to try and put interfacing in now that it's probably too late. But I'm going to iron it first. I mean, I might as well cut out some interfacing. I'm going to use this lightweight interfacing because I forgot to cut some interfacing into strips for quilting, scrap quilting, that is. So I'm going to be doing that. It's going to cut this in half. I don't think that was down the middle, but it's okay because I can just cut off the excess, and it will be fine. Okay, so basically half of one of these, or a quarter of one of those strips I cut is the right size for whatever I'm trying to say. I forget the other thing that I remembered. I just remember about the inner lining. And I'm making a little hem right here, and then I'm going to fold this over like that. Let me see if I can get you at a better angle. Ugh. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing better. So I'm just kind of rolling a hem like this. Just using my fingers. And I'm going to stitch this down before I move this over and stitch this on top. But I'm going to iron it first. Okay, so I want to make sure the pockets are on the same height on both sides. I actually don't know how to do this, so now I just need to make sure the other buttons, the other pockets are going to be in the same place. My plan is to sew down each side of this, like where the pocket is, and then connect the two pockets, and then sew around the pockets, and then sew one seam and then one seam down. I don't know if that made any sense to anybody. Okay, now I'm gonna go press these seams off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've pressed the seams down. Now I'm going to sew the pockets together. Okay, so the recording of this video is pretty much plunged into just pure chaos. I don't know where I'm at in recording, but I had to take the whole thing apart and I'm pinning it back together now. And because I put the pockets too far back and I didn't factor in body shape, so I put the pockets back here when they should have been up here. So I had to take apart those seams. And now I need to make a pattern for the collar, which I realize I haven't done yet. And then I need to make a little thing for the armhole so I can fold it over and make the seam look nice. I think that's what I'm trying to say. This isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's just laying it out and tracing out a circle. Okay, new idea. I'm just going to measure this. So just a heads up, I forgot or lost footage. I'm not sure which. So this is the front of the dress. Came out really nice. And this is the back of the dress. Thank you.